I'm going to do something unusual. I am going to admit that I was wrong about somebody. Now, I had good reason to be wrong, but I was wrong, and I'm going to admit it, okay? I'm talking about Neil Kashkari, who is the president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis. Now, Neil Kashkari was a Timothy Geithner acolyte. He worked, and I believe before that, his predecessor, Hank Paulson, he worked in the Treasury Department. He managed a major chunk of TARP, that is to say, the Wall Street bailout. He was a wunderkind at, I believe it was Goldman Sachs. He then ran for governor of California as a Republican with no political experience, and I was pretty rough on Kashkari when he decided to run for government. I thought there was a lot, governor. I thought there was a lot of arrogance at work there, and perhaps there was. But Kashkari went on to become really quite a fighter of the Wall Street system, and as president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, he's really doing a hell of a job, and he's really taking it to the guys who need to have the fight taken to them. So I'm going to say I was wrong about Neil Kashkari, and there are two reasons why I bring it up now. The Federal Reserve voted recently to raise interest rates, which is a really, really, really bad idea. You raise interest rates when you think the economy is becoming overheated. The economy is not, when people are getting hired too much, when they're just, you have to pay so much to people to give them a job that it's, hurting. This is not what we're dealing with now. So it's the wrong time to raise rates. And Kashkari was very strong about that. And, I won't go into the technical details. Maybe I will, but a little bit. But basically, he pointed out why his colleagues are misunderstanding their whole mission. And so he's really doing a good job on it. And then he took some questions on Twitter. And, a lot of people, when they take questions on Twitter, it doesn't go too well for them. And one of those people was the CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon. We reported on that a while back. He went on Twitter, and he got really ridiculed, rightfully, for his mismanagement of his own bank, the widespread fraud and criminality at his bank, for which nobody has been punished, and some failure to see some things coming that he should have seen coming for all the money he makes. But Kashkari, when he was asked a question about whether banks are too big to fail and whether they are a potential drag on economic growth, he tweeted back, ask Jamie Dimon, hashtag. Now, that was a play on Jamie Dimon's own hashtag when he took questions. He said, the problem is not the current drag, it's when they fail. Huge cost, 158% of the gross domestic product, hashtag devastating, hashtag ask Jamie Dimon. In other words, ask the guy who runs, by some measures, the biggest bank in the country, why he hasn't done more to make the system safe. He's taking the fight to the people who need to have the fight taken to them. Neil Kashkari is a good guy. Neil Kashkari is fighting for the right things. He's fighting to break up the big banks. He's fighting to regulate Wall Street. He's doing all the things that I wish our other regulators would do. He's a hero, and I was wrong.